Hey, and welcome back to another SPG video where I'm gonna talk about the utility and discussion. Basically, I'm gonna talk about the 3.1.1 patch utility for Marauders. I'm gonna start out with talking about that everything is not set in stone. The utility is there to customize your own playstyle or how you want to play with your Marauder. And if something is out of whack, or you have your own opinion, or something you want to discuss, or something you want to share to the rest of us, feel free to post down in the comment below. If you have any pointers, I will highlight it in the video. So what I want to discuss about, we can start about Annihilation in the skillful tree that we can put 3 points on. When you browse through, you have Cloak of Carnage, Overwhelm, Cloak of Rage, Inexorable, if I pronounce that right, Defensive Form, Path Carver, and the Maiming Reach. Now the new thing is about the Maiming Reach. It's now been changed. It used to be stagger. Instead of after charge it gave 1 extra second in immobilization after charge. Now been rechanged so that increased the range of Crippling Slash to 10 meters, and additionally Crippling Slash now consume 2 less rage. And where I want to put this 3 points in, I have 2 options, and I feel like those are, you can choose between them. I would like to have put my 1 point on defensive form, and there's no question about that. I want to put the next point on Inexorable. That is also new. Get another reduction on Unleash, your break a cooldown for Marauder. The last point, when you think about it, it's all between your Overwhelm or Maiming Reach. I'm thinking about Overwhelm most of the time. What is the benefit out of it? Usually you want to keep your target in check or stay in position. But when you think again, like how many classes can actually break that out of it every time you're doing a Ravage when they stand still? And not only if they stand still during a Ravage, can always stun you or push you. With the amount of crowd control out there, it's easy to stop your Ravage anyways, unless you're not full resolve, so they can't do anything about it, and that's best way to use the Ravage. But of course, for example, a Sorcerer will run away with their 4 speed. And then it comes down to the Maiming Reach, and it might be the case that it's better as you have 10 minutes range and 1 rage cost on your Crippling Slash. I'm not really tested it out, so I can't really say about 100% sure, but I feel like Maiming Reach are more beneficial to use, as they will slow your opponent by 50%. In overall, you're never gonna really finish up your Ravage unless you have full resolve most of the time, so you don't get CC'd or get encountered with any other CCs. So it might be maybe better if I have a Maiming Reach. Going over to Masterful, we have another 7 different utilities we can choose, but we can only add 2 points here. We can choose between Interceptor, Cloak of Annihilation, Defensive Roll, Subjugation, Strangulate, Displacement, and Phantom. I don't know, it's always with me, I feel like I'm going in through the battle, always on something that will AoE me down. Of course, you can choose another utility where you want to spend your point. That is completely up to you. The next point, I could have chosen between Interceptor or Displacement, or even Phantom would be good as well if you want to like slow your target. But with the current spec at the moment, or since I have already chosen Maiming Reach, Interceptor doesn't really make any benefit, as you will use your Crippling Slash more with 10 seconds Crippling Slash with Maiming Reach versus Interceptor. Using Maiming Reach, I believe it's more beneficial. So I chose my point on Displacement, give me additionally 6 meters range on Obfuscate. That'll make 10 meters in total, and that will also allow me to use Cloak of Pain while stunned, getting opened by stealth or any kind of surprise attack or burst in you that you can't do anything while you're stunned. Moving over to Heroics, finally they changed something here, but slightly. With the Undying Rage changes, it makes things even better. In the Heroics, you have another 7 points you want to choose between. You have 2 points to spend. First up, we have Unbound, and we also have Expunge Camouflage, Relentless, and then we have the new passive, Inescapable. Well, it's not really new though, but this will combine with Maiming Reach. So every time you Crippling Slash, 10 seconds cooldown after you use it the first time. It will immobilize the target for 3 additional seconds. And we're moving over to Brooding, Blood Ward, and Undying. I still think though the only one thing that doesn't really feel like it's useful is Undying, as you will have only 30 seconds reduction in cooldown. But since the cooldown itself on Dying Rage now increased for another minute, there might be a little bit benefits to use it, but I don't see wasting 1 point on this utility. So I'd rather put my point on Blood Ward combined with Inescapable. That will be my choice. Of course, if I don't choose Maiming Reach and I switch my point with Displacement to Interceptor and spend my point on Blood Ward, and then you have like Expunge, Relentless or Brooding, I will definitely choose Blood Ward as the first, and probably be like 1 additional 2 seconds, could probably have it, or you want to have Brooding. But that's the points I would have chosen in normally. If it comes down to solo rank, I haven't played any solo rank in this season, so I don't really know for sure what's the best out there. But I guess with if you're running alone most of the time and there's no healer in the group, and you're playing 4 DPS matches, I would probably like to have the same spec as I have now. It also comes down to the different scenarios and what you play against, so it's kind of a little bit hard to choose from. And of course, when it comes to team rank, you're not gonna have the need for slowing your targets, as that will be the tank's job most of the time, or others that can do it, so you don't waste the utilities points for that. That's Annihilation, and I will move over to Carnage. I will rather choose my points on defensive form. Then, as the same as I've done in Annihilation, I can choose between the Overwhelm or Maiming Reach. Masterful, I would like to have to choose offensive role, and then Interceptor doesn't really work in hand to hand if you want to use Crippling Slash, so you don't really need that point to spend there. Then you have to choose between Strangleite, Displacement if you wish, or maybe not use the point there after all. And in the heroics, I would like to choose Unbound. Especially for me as a user, I like to use Predation sometimes, and I usually get my Fury stack very fast, so I have to juggle between it. That's the only spec you feel Unbound useful to under the rest of the spec, so you can choose between in Marauders. And then if I have Maiming Reach, I would use Inescapable. If I have Overwhelm instead and put my point on an Interceptor, I will definitely go for Blood Ward. I could also go for Brooding, but I think Brooding will be more beneficial in team rank or in solo rank or arena in general. And Bound can come in handy most of the time, as this will not only purge your movement imperial effects, but it will also purge all others from your teammates or those who are in your party, or I think also in the raid as well. So that's what I have to say about Carnage. Those are the points I would have chosen. Moving on to Fury. Again, almost the same here as Annihilation. I will put my points in Inexorable defensive form, Maiming Reach. Of course, if I want to choose between Maiming Reach and Overwhelm, I do that. And in Masterful, I will use defensive role, of course, and I will choose between Strangleite, Displacement, and one of those points we should be there. And if I have chosen Maiming Reach, Deceptor will be useless, as will I use your Crippling Slash instead. Moving over to Heroics, I will spend my points if I have Maiming Reach, and I will have Inescapable, and the last point I will have in Blood Ward. Of course, if you have Overwhelm instead, and then you will likely have to have Interceptor, and then I will have the points in Heroic with Blood Ward and Brooding. You can also spend the point on Relentless instead. In Brooding, probably more useful in the arenas. And as I told earlier, you don't really need to use your slow effects, especially in team rank. The tanks can do the job for you by spamming their own stuff and healing debuff. If you have something you want to discuss or something you wish to share, feel free to comment down below. Help me out by sharing this video around. That will motivate me to make more, of course, and hopefully I can make more guide videos during this month. And I hope this can help you to be a better Marauder player or Sentinel. And take a peek on the other videos or other guides if you haven't. But that's it for me, and I'll talk to you later.